Have you been playing the secret game? There's a secret game on all Android phones.
What?
Yeah.
I haven't played it.
It's like I got a cat game on mine. Everybody has like something different apparently.
What?
Like it just depends on what version. Let me see.
Yeah.
No, okay, so
Explain yourself.
Open up your phone and go to settings.
You go to your bank app and then
And then you're what you're gonna do.
account and routing number.
No, my phone's red. I had 1% battery.
Oh, okay. So go settings. Go to about device.
Settings.
And then click on
Where would that be?
About device at the very
About
bottom.
phone?
Yeah, and then click on the Android version. Just keep clicking it.
Where?
Android version.
Where?
Yeah, just keep clicking it.
About phone.
Then it'll open up that. And you're
Android
gonna hold
version?
that. And a cat should pop up down there because you get the cat version.
Did you
Or a
say
cat should
Android
pop up
version?
somewhere. Yeah, Android version. Yeah, and then that'll happen. You hold that. And it should hold it. Yeah. Click
Right.
it. Click it again.
Oh.
You vibrate. And like a cat or something will pop up on your screen. Nothing pop up?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that right there. Do it again. And that'll pop up. And then you click that.
This is so fucking
Okay,
weird.
Did you do it?
No, it's
Here,
not.
do it one more time. Look down there.
Where?
Right here. The cat should pop up like right here. Let me see. Oh my god. Do you have
How the cat's supposed to pop up and then you touch it
Yeah.
and it's not doing anything. It disappeared.
Okay, so now you're gonna go here. You go to settings. Oh no, shit, sorry. You go here and then you need to go here. And then you need to be able to add more to this thing. How do you do that?
Edit.
You're not even getting a vibration.
Ooh, cat thing. This right here. This
Yeah.
right here.
So
This right here.
yeah, and then you're gonna click that and add it to your thing. Drag it up. And you'll go here. And then edit that. And it should say
Done. Empty dish.
Android Easter egg.
Ooh, bits,
Yeah.
fish, chicken
and
treat.
So you pick what you want to catch cats with.
Chicken.
And so
What?
so click empty disk on there. And so at
I
some
chose
point
chicken.
in time it'll like your phone will vibrate and give you a notification that there's a cat and you just click it and it says you caught this cat. It's like Pokemon Go, but you just catch cats. Like you can name them. You can pick what you want to. You can pick what you want to. Did you go to it?
Yeah, a big
That's the
fish.
coolest
Big fish. Okay, so yeah, it was vibrate randomly. You'd be like, "This is a cat," and you'd be like, "Ah, cool," and you just click it, and it's like you can name this cat. You just collect a bunch of different cats.
That's fucking
It's
awesome.
just a weird Android Easter egg, dude. Right?
Oh,
It fucking
man.
blew my
I'm gonna
mind.
name the first one from Cool Breeze.
Cool breeze.
Cool
much-
Breeze.
how much
yeah.
percentage you get, bro?
Oh, you gotta refill it too every time you catch it. I got 10%. Am I fast charger? No, my fast charger's on the car, and I just it's a dangerous game.
Yeah.
So if I had my fast charger, I'd be like, hey, let's knock it out.
Hook up to your computer.
Word.
Yeah, you just gotta like refill the dish every time it vibrates and there's a cat you catch. You just like click the cat, and you gotta go refill the dish with a different treat, and it'll give you a different. It's pretty neat.
Dope.
Yeah, random.
Dope as fuck.
Well, that was a tutorial on how to catch cats on Android, and this is Fandom Nonsense. I'm Zach.
I'm Ricky.
I'm Matthew McConaughey.
And I'm also
McConaughey.
Nolan.
I know.
Right on.
All right. That's a really cool pen from Bell Acquisitions Limited Licensing Company, and it's a stylus, and it's feel weight. It's a good pen, dude.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
I love the weight of a nice pen.
Right.
A nice pen is
Perfectly
in my
balanced.
hand. And
I
the
think
way
should be.
The following will most likely contain spoilers for Infinity War, but by now the Infinity War post show should be up on IndieCarnival.com, so go over there and watch that if you haven't. But of course, if you haven't seen the movie itself, go see it and come back and watch this.
then go to Penn Island to see more pen reviews.
Pin Island. Oh, God, classic. So, I'm gonna jump right in here.
Yeah, since you didn't get to say anything.
Absolutely. The Spider-Man utilization of the Iron Spider costume.
You had me at Spider-Man. What was that?
Fucking
Right?
absolutely fantastic. He did
Yeah.
for having a limited understanding of the technology.
Yeah.
Very, very responsive
like-
to the way it should be. You know,
I
he
feel
had
like the Spidey suit also acted on its own a little bit.
it probably did.
Oh,
Especially
probably
to
did.
catch him,
It's
you know
got
what
its
I
own
mean?
AI.
Yeah.
Because the suit has its own AI. As well.
Yeah,
Well,
and 'cause
hold on.
we had that one that had Veronica or
Karen.
Karen, yeah.
But Friday went offline. It wasn't just losing connection with like the phone call with
he
with
lost
Pepper.
all of.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
And the same thing you could assume with Spider-Man and his suit and Karen.
Yeah.
So like yes, when he first got it, that was probably a lot of AI
Yeah,
assist.
catch him to be
Yeah.
able to like yeah.
But
But the
on
minute-
on Titan, that's pure Stark and that's pure Parker.
I say it was
Stark and
Sam
Parker. Park and Starker.
Starker.
Park and Starker. No, the catch whenever he
Pony
caught
Starker.
Pony Stark. Whenever he caught Doctor Strange from falling out of the hole, I mean, it was phenomenal. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
the four legs coming out. You know, it's very Civil War suit. You know, love it. You know, but God, dude, it was. You know, Peter Parker did so well, and the fact that like his Spidey sense was alerting him that everybody was dying, and he was just like freaking out because you know it's such a young age that Peter Parker doesn't understand his spider sense yet to its
Right.
full potential, and so like to have that overwhelming sense of there's so much danger, like oh, I don't know what to do with myself, and he's like freaking out before it's even affecting him personally,
Right.
And then you kind of like okay, well this is happening.
Like Aaron made the comment of like it took longer with Spider-Man. I went back and watched it, and it didn't. Like Spider-Man's happened just as quick as everyone else.
Yeah.
Once he starts disappearing, he's gone.
Yeah,
but
but-
he's just aware of it because of his precognition with the spider sense.
Yeah,
and
he's feeling all of this around him.
feels so
and-
good.
Yeah, no shit, dude. That scene was very powerful. Like, and just you know, I know that what's probably gonna happen is that they're gonna revamp and there's leaked shots of you know the same New York scene taking place with like Tony Stark, Captain America in his
Right.
original Captain America costume, and the Hulk, and so like that's probably just gonna be that Tony probably develops something based off the idea of the time stone or whatever. Go back in time, try to fix some things, and then end up being the ones that disappear themselves since they're the old team.
it's possible, or it could be like they're reviewing like footage or something from that day to see like
So they're just like he did in the beginning
Like,
of Civil War. when
exactly.
He has that room, the holodeck.
Exactly.
So you can like put
that's,
himself in a
that's
situation.
exactly what I'm thinking.
That'd be pretty cool too. Like that way you can figure out what went wrong and like any weaknesses that they have to like be able to get back through a portal or whatever. organization they
like-
have. Find out where he came from.
Doctor Strange, his like sidekick. What's his name? Doesn't matter.
It's like
is he still
Yang
alive?
or is some of the.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
matters,
yeah.
right?
Well, we don't know if he's still alive after the.
Right. I think if he is, then he could
Yeah.
have some insight into
Right.
some like backdoor into understanding
mean-
what Strange was seeing whenever he had the time stone.
Yeah.
You know, because magic is all interconnected in the
Um,
MCU.
Yeah.
and I think we talked about this on the post show. I'm pretty sure we did, and we've had conversations off camera about this. Talking about whether or not it clearly wasn't in effect, but whether or not the Power Stone that Thanos was wearing whenever he fought the Hulk had any effect on the fight. Or any effect on. I'm going to say absolute no,
Yeah.
because there's no demonstration of the Power Stone that is physical.
Yeah.
It's all like supernatural strength, and really the Power Stone, the stones work best together. The Power Stone mainly is an amplifier of the rest of the stones in
Right.
conjunction with each other.
Yeah.
There was another.
Specifically, the next one in the chain.
Right.
And then that one feeds the next.
There was an idea brought up about Loki in the first Thor movie and the first Avengers movie. He wasn't acting on his own because he had the Mind Stone, right? No, not the Mind Stone.
The Mind Stone was in the scepter. Yeah.
Whenever he held the scepter, his eyes were blue, but whenever he wasn't holding the scepter, his eyes were green.
Right.
And so it's like that every time he held the scepter, it was controlling him to do what it wanted rather
Right.
than the other way around.
Right.
Which I went back and like watched Captain America, the first Avenger, to
I think
'Cause
that just holding an Infinity Stone gives you some properties.
Right.
I think Thanos can absolutely
But I don't-
take the whole.
I feel like with the Infinity,
without it,
with,
and that it's not a measurable. It's not a reason that he won that fight. It doesn't have. Really
yeah, I don't think it was the reason why he won that fight.
But
I feel like with the Infinity Gauntlet on, the power is nulled until
Yeah,
utilized.
until
Right.
use. It's
Yeah.
like a containment.
Yeah.
Right.
For it.
Like if he had
Yeah,
had
active.
like a rocket punch or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we could say.
Yes.
But
Sonic boom.
yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So that I mean, fuck, dude. It
You know,
was-
I went back and watched the first Iron Man, Guardians 1 and 2, which I'd only seen
Iron Man.
parts of 1. Iron Man is so good.
Iron Man 2, 8 years ago. Yeah, like this past weekend or whatever. That's how long ago Iron Man 2 came out.
Damn.
I know. It does not fucking feel like it.
Iron Man 1 was 10 years ago.
Yeah. Say, and it's 2008, same year as the Hulk movie came out. And I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, me neither.
Is it weird? Like, because I feel like I should have made that connection, but until Iron Man came out, I didn't recollect that there was going or realize that there was going to be a Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know what I mean?
Okay, so the Hulk is an interesting debacle because the reason why we haven't gotten a standalone Hulk movie is because Universal owns the distribution rights to the Hulk.
Right.
Now, Marvel owns the distribution rights to the Avengers. So characters like the Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, they are always in the Avengers, no matter what
Right.
delineation of it, unless it's like new Avengers. But Wolverine, Spider-Man, they're not technically Avengers,
But
so they
they're
can't...
part of it, too.
Right, so they can't, like... Marvel can use Hulk in its movies because
They're Avengers movies.
they're Avengers movies. That's why he can show up in Thor Ragnarok, but they can't do standalone Hulk movies. But the last standalone Hulk movie was in 2008.
Yeah.
So those rights are supposed to expire in like 7 years, right? Like that's the reason why
Somebody could be
Sony.
using the same rights under Universal with. Wait, does it have to be a feature-length film, or can are the
No,
rights
it's
entangled?
it's
with...
it's cinematic rights. I'm pretty sure, like
Okay.
theatrical rights.
Yeah, they Marvel sold off the rights to their comic book characters to be utilized in movies.
Right.
And like,
Right.
but they retain the character for art, but they're like, you can utilize it here, and that's why they sold it because they were.
I mean, before
Yeah,
Disney,
they were
they didn't
going-
have a film.
They were going.
film-
They were
yeah,
bankrupt,
yeah.
and so they're just like, here, please take,
Right.
sell off our characters, make some money, and try to make a comeback. And like, bet you're regretting it now, but
But I mean, that's
nothing you could have done about it.
that's why after Spider-Man 3 tanked at the box office, why only a few years later you saw a new Spider-Man franchise, and why you're seeing a new one now because Sony wants to keep those film rights.
So yeah, I mean, if I was Sony, I'd just be like, no, go ahead, take it.
Right.
Like, that's fine. Just give us a bunch of money. You can have them. Like, and I'm sure Marvel would be like, hell yeah, go ahead, take them. Like,
Yeah.
Or take this money. That way we can do what we want with this character, you know?
Yeah.
Like, give me I mean, Homecoming was awesome. Homecoming
Like-
was phenomenal.
Like Warner Brothers has no risk of losing its DC properties. So after, I mean, it was almost a decade after Batman and Robin before we got Batman Begins was 2006, wasn't it?
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Shit.
my god. It's
And-
like, it was the first time I watched Batman Begins, and I just remember me sitting on a couch like this. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a way more radical departure. Like they didn't want to go anywhere near that, but Sony's and companies like that are like, well, we have to do it every few years just to make sure that we keep the
Yeah,
property.
if
So
we
I'm
don't-
curious how Universal still has the Hulk.
Probably something along the lines of like a ride. If they have if they have one of those interactive rides where they have
The
like a
movie, The
movie
Ride.
going on.
Right? Yeah, that's fair. There could be some loophole like that.
Right.
Right.
Because like I remember whenever the Hulk came out, the Universal straight like did have a Hulk ride going on, like where like you're going through like a tunnel or whatever, and the Hulk's like screaming in your face type thing, you know.
Yeah.
But
Fuck.
I think DC just needs to fucking just I don't know. I know like Birds of Prey is coming out and everything else, but I would like to see a Batman Begins future.
We had a little mini conversation about this the other day. Obviously, just as movies and on all phases, the acting, the writing, the effects, in every way, DC has been inferior to Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the flaw in DC and why it doesn't work cinematically as well as Marvel is rooted much more deeply in the whole mythos of DC versus Marvel. That especially looking at the big three, at the Trinity, they
Can I take a guess here? Mm-hmm. Is it that like all Marvel characters are designed to be more relatable and humanistic, while the other ones are designed to be like more godly?
that's part of it. That is absolutely part of it. To expound on that though, it's really the fact that the DC characters are more archetypal,
Okay.
and the Marvel characters, as you say, are more human, and you can define Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman in a paragraph, and that is who those characters are. And
Truth,
for the
justice in the American way.
right,
I would say
I mean
I'm
those
the last of my people.
yeah.
That's about the generalization of all of DC's superheroes. It's
Right.
Like all my race died, and
But
They
I
are
mean,
usually the ultimate form of whatever
Yeah,
like,
and then
being or
the Marvel's
culture
like-
they're coming from.
Marvel's like, I got it. I'm just some kid, and I don't know what to do about it,
Right.
you know. And that's more approachable.
Yeah.
And the thing that I noticed, especially watching the movies and watching the characters as they've gone along, is DC, like, Batman hasn't really changed. You know, like the idea of Batman has changed, but that's because different writers have taken different approaches to him. Like, there hasn't been like a natural progression of the character as it's gone along. Like, you think of someone like Peter Parker's a great example.
Oh, absolutely.
Bruce, and I would
Tony
say
Stark in general. I don't answer to people and then turning around and being like, Captain, order him up, like tell us what to do, like.
and that exists in the comics.
Right.
So
Marvel characters tend to have like timelines and like they
Right.
branch out in
Character
in a
development.
direction.
Yeah.
Character development.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas
DC
in
has
DC, it's more
moments.
like just like a tree where you
That's
have
why-
your central character that's completely
Batman
fleshed
Begins.
out, and then they just
And-
branch off from that in a
and-
bunch of different timelines.
Exactly, and so in the films they have these benchmarks for these characters that they can reach to and strive to with development and everything, and that's a lot more engaging. And like I've said to Nolan, you can make strong personalities and spectacle work on a comic book page and even in cartoons and stuff,
Right.
but in film, character development is a necessary aspect of it, and there's not a character for people to latch onto and to grow with and see them fall and succeed. Doesn't matter how like dangerous the villain is or how like cool the powers are.
Right.
You're not going to be able to keep people invested.
Absolutely.
That's what we really got with the Christian Bale movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
We really got to
you-
see that.
You got the
we haven't really
development.
seen anything
And
else in DC with that.
In all honesty, like Batman Begins should have been like less about him being He shouldn't have become Batman until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And then lead into the Dark Knight and see him progressing as Batman.
I really felt like they were trying to do that as much as they
yeah, but if we didn't give them
possibly.
if we don't give them what they want,
Like it
then
was
they're not gonna want
trying to be as brave as it could, but I feel like
I mean, because like it was excellent. Like the whole lead up to that movie, and like his first run in with Scarecrow, or whenever Scarecrow's like running around the city on a fucking horse, like excellent. Oh no, I'm sorry. The
I
horse
think it
part
might
was
have
Dark
been
Knight, right?
scary for the studio to
Oh,
release a
absolutely.
movie
That- yeah.
didn't feature Batman in the costume
yeah,
as much as you know,
yeah,
others.
I know, but shit, I
I still would have watched it, but you know,
Can I
it might
argue?
not have the sequel power that it would need to be like a functional movie.
Right.
Then if it didn't.
That's why I say Batman Beyond would have made, like, if they would have gone with the Justice League Beyond instead of going with the Justice League they have now. You don't limit yourself to like today's technology and everything else. You give yourself a better futuristic and idea, and you have so many different characters that people aren't used to. You know, you've been feeding the Superman, Batman movies out your ass for years, but you give me Terry McGinnis, and you give me old Superman,
Right.
and you give me a fucking
Superman's
Static Shock. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, Superman's immortal, so you so you could have like that'd be an interesting interaction, like Superman working with Terry McGinnis, and he's worked with Bruce, and he expects Terry to be just like Bruce, but Terry's like an almost a mirror.
It's like he's like a better but worse Bruce at the same
Right.
time. Like he's better equipped, like I don't know, agility wise.
Now, can I
Like they think
make the bold argument or statement that
the brave and the bold statement.
the brave and the bold statement that Batman Begins is a better movie than The Dark Knight.
Absolutely.
The Dark Knight is, while it's probably the best one, it's still a color by numbers Batman movie and fits all the same tropes as
Yep.
the Schumacher and Tim Burton films.
It was good for its character portrayals.
Right.
But story wise, Batman Begins was fucking excellent.
Yeah.
Which is why I say like if he had become Batman, like if you would show me how like in the first Spider-Man movie,
It's the bravest and boldest Batman movie.
the bravest and boldest Batman movie. If he had given me this hood up like guy running around in a fucking ninja costume trying to be Batman, and him like kind of learning what's going on, and like his first encounter with somebody, he is Batman, and then like the movie cuts, and it's like
What is it? Kung
leave
Fu guy? What was this?
Kung Fu guy.
In the Kung Fu Man?
Are you talking about in Britain Bull?
No. In Mask of the Phantasm, when they show his origin story.
You haven't
like,
seen Mask of the Phantasm in fucking 10 years.
I'm sorry.
You guys watched it.
In Mask of the Phantasm, whenever he first approaches those thugs that he's trying to beat up, what do
Yeah.
they call him?
Uh,
Kung Fu guy?
Mr. Kung Fu.
Mr. Kung Fu. Yeah. And like, yeah, I want to see a Mr. Kung Fu movie.
Yeah.
Like,
He should have been like, Peter Parker was like running around dressed up in his fucking wrestling costume trying to
Right.
stop crime. I want to see
Yeah.
that lead into some progression, and then you can give me the Dark Knight, and it is fucking this character that I just got accustomed to, and like he's just getting worked into his outfit. is having to go up against this villain that's not afraid to kill everybody.
Yeah.
And like that's a struggle for him, you know. And for the self-sacrifice that he gave at the end of 3, where Returns, that would have been such like that whole the rest of the plot would have been fucking fantastic, you know. But it's just like you rushed it a bit too much, and like you made him accustomed to something, and then you told me some guy's name was Robin. It still makes me sorry. I'm still mad about that one part.
What?
Robin in Dark Knight Returns or Rise.
Yeah, it rises. Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Knight Rises.
What about him?
It just pissed me off that they didn't give him the Nightwing costume.
Oh
It
yeah.
was just
Robin.
they just felt like they had to shoehorn Robin in there.
Like, oh, you can call him. Everybody calls me Robin. It's just like, no, they don't. No, they don't.
Why would
They
Why
call
would,
him
why would you
Officer-
introduce his character, call him Robin, and then in the fucking series?
Yeah.
That's
probably
fucking-
as like just like
I would
a-
call you Officer Gordon Levitt. That's what your name is.
probably something they thought was like tipping their hat. They were in the wrong nation. That actually means go fuck yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
You gave me this character, and then you lead him to the fucking Batcave.
it's Nixon with his peace signs out the window
Yeah.
of his jet.
There's nothing going on here.
See what I did over there, Ricky?
Schedule.
Oh, word.
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 Yeah, we'll stay on the Marvel DC thing for a second here. So-
DC.
Did you feel like when you watched Infinity War, if they had made that movie 8 hours long, you would have sat there the entire
Definitely.
time?
I cannot wait to get part 1 and part 2 and watch the entire fucking thing. And I hope that there's if there's an IMAX release,
Yeah.
we're going.
Oh yeah,
Dope.
like part 1 and part 2 back to back. Yeah, it's a fucking 7-hour movie, dude. No
And,
doubt. Oh my god, I have pee bottles and everything, dude. I'm not going anywhere.
I've seen it 3 times. The third time's the only time that I actually got up and went to go get food and drink, and it was so hard to find a moment that I was like, I can walk away for 5 or 10 minutes and be okay with missing something.
I had to pee and I missed like the Red Skull scene.
I had to pee and oh fuck, I don't even know. I think it was right after they got Vision onto the jet, the Harrier jet or whatever. I was like, I gotta go. I'm not gonna make it another 2 hours. I was like, I know how long I've been here, and I know how long this is gonna be. Like, this isn't gonna work for me. Like, I gotta run out and come back, and it just felt like I missed like an hour's worth
Yeah,
of it.
same.
You know?
Because I'm glad I came back in when I did. Because holy shit, I almost missed like one of the most pivotal scenes in the movie.
I absolutely would have just sat there and just kept watching it. And my mom even felt the exact same way about it. She was like, yeah, if they had just made that movie 6 hours long, I would have stuck there. There's nothing you could have told me different. It was so good.
Yeah.
Like, there was, like I said, I've never heard an audience just go, what? What?
Right.
What the
Yeah,
fuck was that?
Feeling, that feeling in the
Like-
theater is so palpable.
Yeah, never in my life have I experienced like a whole room just being
It's like a
like
thick
shook.
fog.
Yeah.
It's like intense.
Everybody's
confusion
looking
and
at
emotion.
coming out like they just woke up from a coma. And they're like,
You're always
what's going
you're
on?
waiting until the end of the movie for them to like
Yeah.
somehow rally or
Like-
some shred of like goodness, and then it just
Everybody comes up, we gotta collect the Infinity Stones!
Again, has there been anything like since Empire that has had this much expectation and defy that expectation? Like,
Nope.
like there's so many points of like, you know, I thought Iron Man was going to die in this
Absolutely.
one.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
I thought that like this one was going to be like the passing of the torch, and then the next one was going to be the next generation succeeding at
Right.
everything. And there's so many like different things that we thought were going to happen.
That didn't.
Like finding like killing Darth Vader to avenge Luke's father.
Right.
Nope, that's not how that went down.
You're just
Like,
wait, what?
yeah,
Yeah, twist.
yeah, twist like these huge twists that defy the cultural expectation after in anything on that fucking level since then. It's
To think that the Infinity Gauntlet's broke, they don't know how to get to Thanos, and half the heroes are dead.
yeah.
You're just like,
And they're all,
I
and
can
they're all
sort
scattered
of find
around.
ways to fix those things.
yeah,
in my
but
head,
like I can, but
I don't know.
how do they feel about
Yeah,
it? You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
They're fucking like, oh shit. They're
I feel
Wakanda
like
forever.
Thor is gonna be a major role again in the next.
Well, you know, and this is supposed to
because
be.
you got that new hammer, he's probably gonna chop some
Oh
heads
yeah.
off.
Well, see, and then apparently, like, Chris Hemsworth said that this was his last movie, right? His last Avengers movie. Not this one particularly, but this,
Right.
because they're still they're still
filmed-
filmed both of them together.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So he said that this was his last one, and
Who?
then Chris Hemsworth, Thor. So
Because I
Yeah.
thought that he said that he wanted to keep
I thought he
Even
said
if
his
he
I remember him saying his contract expired after this Avengers movie.
Okay, they
and
could
I thought
definitely
that
kill Thor though.
yeah, so they could kill Thor, and I thought like maybe they were wanting to, obviously get rid of like Stark, and because since before Iron Man 3,
I think that it's likely we'll see. I think Cap is most likely to die.
right, replaced by
Yeah, Bucky.
yeah, I almost said White Wolf. That's what it was. That's what I was gonna go with.
But Stark, I think, can move into more of a Fury type role.
Yeah, guy in the chair.
He's
dude.
already talking about retiring
Yeah, but I could
at the
see.
beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see Downey coming back every 5 years for an Avengers movie, or even just a cameo in an Avengers movie.
Yeah, I mean-
but if Cap is alive, there's no way he's not involved in the action.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, absolutely, I can see him backing away from the action, taking a more overhead kind of role.
Right.
That's
'Cause
not
they
Cap's
also
nature.
set it up in this.
Exactly.
Okay, I think I remember there's a cartoon movie about, and I'm sure it's probably a comic too, but about the kids of the Avengers, and it's like all the kids of the Avengers
Yeah.
are trapped on an island, and like Tony Stark's like the guy in the chair. He's like leading them what to do, telling them to go here, do this, and everything else. I think I remember watching that when I was like 13, but they're they're right now. They're lost, and then like the only person that I think can even stand a chance is fucking Cap. I mean Thor obviously put the axe to him, but a Cap holding back the Infinity Gauntlet, which is something that like they couldn't do, nobody could do. Seeing Spider-Man and Iron Man trying to pull it off was one thing, but I don't know. Like there's a look in Thanos' face that was like the similar nature of like what Thor experienced whenever Cap tried to pick up his hammer in Ultron.
Yeah.
He had that look on his face like, oh shit, like this is. And then he started beating the shit out of him with his other hand. He's like,
Yeah.
this isn't gonna work,
Yeah.
But it was, I don't know. It's seeing Captain America go so fucking hard in this movie was awesome,
Yeah.
And I want to see.
badass.
Yes, it really is. Stark's got to get back to him, and when Stark gets back there, you still got the Hulk, but I mean, he's kind of worthless right now.
We'll get.
Well,
I know.
We're gonna
He's
get.
got-
We're gonna get some major Hulk payoff in the next one.
one hell of an awakening. Natasha didn't go, did she? Did Natasha go?
Yeah. No, she didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, the originals are
Yeah, I
all
thought it was
still
like all the original cast from the first Avengers movie is there. Mm-hmm. And assumably Ant-Man and the Wasp are still there, or at least Ant-Man, because like they have this new movie coming out, and I'm sure it'll explain at the post credits that this is where they were when everything went to shit, and it'll probably be Ant-Man looking at Wasp like disappear or something,
Right.
Or vice versa,
Yeah.
or maybe just Hank Pym going bye and then being on their own.
honestly, if I was Paul Rudd and I had just played Ant-Man, I'd be really sad to see this movie and not be in it at all.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just be explained away,
Yeah.
which is a testament to how fucking awesome this movie is. But
No
also,
shit.
like,
This movie was like one of the best things that has ever happened to me, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I sat in that chair like this the entire time, just like so ready for everything.
Yeah. If you watched a cam or something, well, if you haven't watched it and you're watching this, I'm
What's wrong with
sorry.
you?
Yeah. But if you watched a cam or something, still go see it because it's
Yeah.
one of those rare like cinematic experiences. It's important to have like culturally.
Yeah, like this is something that is going to be so heavy. It's like when my kids watch this, my son watches this movie on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever, like 10 years from now, he's like, oh, what's this old movie? I'm gonna be like, well, listen here, kid. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna like divulge
Let me tell you.
fucking 15 years of information. That,
this point, we were 10 years into this story.
It's like, and like when he grows up, Spider-Man's gonna be like the guy in the chair, like if they keep it the rate they're going,
Right.
which they, them making the Venom movie, Sony making the Venom movie.
Yeah. Let's move over to that real quick.
Is there gonna be any continuity with that? And
No, in fact, that is the thing I was actually just gonna bring up.
seriously, fuck, dude.
Not at all.
Not
Tom
a-
Holland. What about him being?
Well, no, I was saying that the continuity between that and the end of, I feel like if there was any placement personally, like in Infinity War, like if
Oh.
Venom was like happening pre or post wiping
I
of
don't
the
think
Earth.
they're even related at all. I think they're probably separate universes.
The
Well-
future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is at the forefront of conversations after the game-changing events of Avengers Infinity War. And one of the main topics of those conversations is expansion. Sony's deal with Marvel Studios brought Tom Holland's Spider-Man into the MCU, and now the X-Men and Fantastic Four are on deck, thanks to the deal between Fox and Disney. But what about the characters in the gray areas? Sony's deal with Marvel was limited to sharing the Spider-Man character. Sony's larger Spider-Man universe film franchise was not going to be part of the MCU, last we heard, and now Avengers Infinity War director Joe Russo is once again confirming that's the case.
Damn it.
During a Q&A appearance at Iowa City High School, Russo was questioned about if and how the upcoming Spider-Man universe spin-off film, Venom, would connect to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. His response quickly shut down any hopes Venom fans might have had. No, that's a Sony property.
Damn. So, fuck. Alright, well, shit.
Dude, no,
Are we not gonna get, like,
they're
any of the
roasting.
main Spider-Man villains then in the MCU?
I mean, we've
Not
the
main.
we got the Vulture.
We got the Vulture, and
Right.
we got
Shocker,
well,
kind of?
Electro. Or
Well,
Shocker.
that's
Yeah,
okay.
Shocker.
Shocker. Yeah.
Spider-Man movies are the ones that are complicated. Like Venom, purely Sony, nothing to do with the MCU.
Right.
They have to get leaked.
Civil War, Infinity War, anything Spider-Man appears in, purely Marvel, nothing to do with Sony except for using that character.
What about Home?
Right.
Homecoming is where the line is. Homecoming is technically a Sony movie.
But it's part of the Marvel.
That's part of the Marvel universe.
God, what a fucking buffoon.
Okay, so they
mess.
can still make a Sony movie that'll be part of the MCU?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, so that's why I
can we
wonder-
get...
Sony is letting Marvel use Spider-Man in their movies.
Right.
And so
But they keep
Marvel
all-
is leasing. Technically, Marvel leased Iron Man to Sony for Homecoming. Technically, even though, again, it's
Right,
complicated. Like
right,
yes,
yeah.
But so the Homecoming Iron Man toys are making money for Marvel, while the Spider-Man and Homecoming.
no, I would say that
Making-
all of if there are Iron Man like toys that are
I thought the
like marketed as if they're
Marketed under Homecoming, then they will get money to Sony. right?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that, but I figured that the Iron Man character itself would have been, because like they own the rights to the likeness and whatnot, right? So
Yeah.
I figure like the most people would be worried about is Spider-Man like action figure or like Nerf toys or whatever the fuck they make with those gloves that shoot silly string at people.
Right.
Right, I love those.
Right. They
Oh,
still-
yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
dope.
Have those.
Right.
Fucking cool as shit.
Fuck Hulk hands. I got Spider-Man gloves.
Yeah, I didn't have
Mm.
Hulk hands either. That always seemed like it was just so
Yeah.
such a big thing to have.
I'd rather have a socking blocker, dude.
Right? It's more fun than pillow fights. Also, Hulk hands, you can like fuck somebody up with one of
Those
those.
things hurt, dude.
Right?
They absolutely hurt.
I
Some
think-
metal bar in there or some shit.
Yeah,
I don't know,
and it's
dude.
just, God, smash.
I think the issue with Spider-Man is we kind of blew our load on his most iconic villains right at the start. Like
Oh yeah.
No,
We need a
Green
Mysterio
Goblin,
one.
Doc
Shut
Ock,
up,
the
please.
Lizard.
Oh my god.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Mysterio would be so.
Mysterio would be.
And like I said, we had this
The
conversation.
Rhino.
The Deadpool,
Yeah.
Spider-Man,
This is
Mysterio.
an Amazing Spider-Man, wasn't he?
be
They
the
tease him at
greatest-
the end of Spider-Man,
The
Amazing Spider-Man
greatest
2.
fourth wall breaking movie ever existing would be Mysterio, Deadpool, Spider-Man.
Oh my!
Because
Oh, Mr.
it's like they're
If the
in the
fucking
studio taking away things and like
The Hollywood,
Yeah.
Spider-Man and Deadpool go to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And
That'd be such a
oh.
great fucking movie, dude.
Dude.
10 out of 10, like instantly.
You know Scott Ackerman wrote that?
Really?
The guy from Comedy Bang Bang?
Really?
Yeah.
That's nuts, dude. Tell you what,
All right.
I don't care about anything right now except for Peter in Deadpool. Just that guy.
Right, that'd be such a
That's my
fucking
dude.
cool interaction.
I just
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Spider-Man.
And Peter, the guy that doesn't have any powers in Deadpool too. The one, yeah, his name's Peter.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, that guy. I think he would be dope. That's that. Like I said, it's 30% of my reasoning for going to see Deadpool 2. Not to mention that new Celine Dion song. Did you listen to it?
No, what?
Celine Dion and Deadpool. Celine Dion released a new song. It's called Ashes, and it's for the Deadpool 2 soundtrack. And that song is
course
on
it's called
par.
Ashes.
It's on
Was
par
that-
with Titanic, dude. Like, holy shit. And like, it's Deadpool like fucking like artistically dancing the entire time, like rolling on the floor and like posing and shit. Oh my god, look, I'm getting chills right now thinking about that song, dude. It was so fucking good. But like at the end of it, he's like, "You gotta drink. You're gonna have to bring it down. We have to do it again." It's like, "You're like at 11. We get like 5.5 tops. Just phone it in, please." She's like, "This thing only goes to 11, Spider-Man." And like, he was like, "No, I should have gotten in sync," and just like walks away. Fucking great, dude. Absolutely worth a check out.
and I'm very, very excited to deliver this news.
Uh-oh. Cat.
What? I still got my cat.
Cat.
What happens if I don't have my vibrator on? What the-
Then you gotta
Give me a cat.
Sorry,
Put it in the
wild
dish.
cat's attacked. What were you
put
saying?
it in the dish.
Oh, right.
Put it in the dish.
Hasbro, a global play and an entertainment company,
Yeah.
and Saban Properties LLC today announced that the companies have signed a definitive agreement for Hasbro to purchase Saban's Power Rangers and several other entertainment brands, including My Pet Monster, Popples, Julius Jr., Luna, blah, 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 blah.
Okay. Go on. Didn't Hasbro own the rights to the Transformers movies?
Hasbro owns the rights to Transformers, and G.I. Joe,
Fuck.
and Mask.
Oh, kind of fuck, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Cause like,
Power Rangers movie?
yeah, that's like, cause like the new Power Rangers movie, I didn't really watch it, but
I
like,
didn't see it.
I just don't want Michael Bay. I'm cool with anything but a Michael Bay, fucking,
Yeah.
watch the Power Rangers with lens flare. I'm cool,
Yeah.
dude.
The Power Rangers movie is actually a really good movie. Like, the characters are interesting, complex. They deal with like a lot of like, one of them
Autism,
is
lesbian.
home issues, blah 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 blah. The flaw of the Power Rangers movie, and this is where I worry about a sequel, is
Crispy.
the Megazord is boring. It doesn't make sense. Like, the cool thing about the Megazords back in the day where they worked the same way as the toys. Like, all the different
Right.
parts work together and you can understand the mechanics of it. This is just, here are the different Zords, they come together and somehow they make this
Like a
thing
brand
that...
new thing.
Yeah, it makes a brand new thing that doesn't really look like any of the Zords come together.
It's just like a whole object.
Right, there isn't like a Megazord like with 5 parts like that you can buy a toy because it doesn't make sense, and it's kind of boring when you get to the finale. Once you get to them being Power Rangers and using their powers, that's where it starts to become kind of boring and by the numbers. So as a it's probably the best Power Rangers episode ever when it comes to just exploring the characters and stuff.
Right.
But the actual payoff of the episode
No.
is weak. But yeah, I would worry very much about
Yeah.
Michael Bay getting a hold of it. But
I mean, the
even as
toys
the
would be
most
great.
terrible thing ever, a Hasbro cinematic universe of Power Rangers, Transformers, G.I. Joe, all of that shit, like Megazord versus Optimus Prime.
Is it like, and in reality, it's just some like, it's like Master Hand in the original N64 Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
Some-
right.
Some kids like. Oh my
Like
god, dude.
Like a movie?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That is too much.
Ninjago comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. Jackie Chan. He's in that.
Ninjago?
Mm-hmm. He plays the old training, like the blind guy or whatever.
Of course he does.
Yeah, Jackie Chan.
Right on.
I love Jackie Chan. He played the orangutan or whatever in no, the orangutan. Is it orangutan?
Oh, I know.
In Kung Fu Panda.
Oh shit.
Was he orangutan? I don't feel like he was an orangutan.
Was he?
Was he a monkey? He was a monkey. Yeah.
He was like a.
Baboon or some maybe not baboon, but yeah, no, he was totally a monkey in Kung Fu Panda.
I think the question though is
I'll watch anything with Jackie Chan or Donald Glover. I don't care.
because the
Rush Hour. Oh god. Anyway, go ahead.
Wait, with Jackie Chan
Jackie
and Donald Glover?
Yeah, but like Chris Tucker's son and Jackie Chan's still like an old dude.
yeah,
Oh man.
I'm down.
Oh, I'm in. I just sold myself on a movie that doesn't exist.
That's like. Shit, that's so good.
Donald Glover is every black guy now.
No, absolutely. I
That
don't
would be
care.
like part Lethal Weapon, part Rush Hour.
Mhm. That'd be so fucking funny.
Now is Michael Bay attached to the Bumblebee movie? I know that's
don't
I know
think
that's a
so.
okay because I think
If
I
he is,
think
probably a producer. He
let's
just
see.
has to have his dick in all of the Transformers.
Right.
That seems
'Cause that's-
dangerous. It seems like it would get manged
More
in
than
the
we should have.
transformation.
Because I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be like a new thing. Like they're trying to reboot the franchise through that.
Fuck off.
I mean, hey, if they can do it, they can get away from that. That's fine.
Well, as long as Bumblebee can talk again, like he has in the past 5 movies, I'm fine. Because every movie he's like, oh, I learned how to talk again. Oh, never mind. Oh, I learned how to talk again. And the next movie, again, never mind. That's why Bumblebee not talking. Either stick with the radio or don't. That's what I
Right.
care about.
That actually seemed kind of cool. But
It was
yeah.
awesome.
My first
And
thought.
they fixed the problem.
And then
they apparently had to never fix the problem.
yeah.
It's like Michael Bay doesn't give a fuck about continuity
No, he
at
doesn't.
all. He's just like,
No.
it would be cool if those robots were actually here since fucking the Middle Ages, and they were fighting alongside like all these mythical fucking beings at the round table and shit. Like it's gonna be, oh man, I can't wait. He met Merlin once. Shit was dope. Like
That does sound cool
it was a movie.
though. Wait, that
That's
happened?
the newest one.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't seen it. I haven't
It's-
seen
oh
any
my
of
God.
That's all you need to know about
Yeah,
it.
Mark Wahlberg and
What?
fucking
Again?
Hannibal Lecter. Fucking what's his name? Hannibal Lecter.
Anthony Hopkins?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and like, yeah. Oh my God, it was a mess.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think the question though would be whether or not they make a sequel and continue going forward, because the Power Rangers movie franchise was basically dead in the water before this, but I doubt they're gonna let the movie rights sit.
No.
Or if they'll
If they'll just
reboot.
do animated, I'm fine with that. They can do animated movies.
Oh my God!
I'd
yes.
totally watch anime style. This.
I wouldn't be surprised actually. With Hasbro having it, they have a track record of
Yeah.
successful animated properties.
Transformers.
Yeah, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Mask. Then look at this list here: Mask, Micronauts, Visionaries,
Oh yeah.
ROM, and G.I. Joe and Transformers. Yeah, like, and among other things, like you might. Ooh,
Yeah, it'd be super good. Like I'd love to watch that.
Beetleborgs?
that was Saban.
Was it?
Yeah,
Cool.
He's cool. It can happen.
but I don't know, like. I don't know where the rights on things like Beetleborgs, VR Troopers, and all those other like Sentai shows stand now.
Oh, cool.
No idea.
'Cause
That might hint towards the point that you made earlier. Apparently, the director for Avengers 4, Chris Marcus, said that Black Widow and Steve Rogers will have a lot more screen time. Than
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. Since really Iron Man got his big moments in this one, we're not going to get as much Tony. We're going to have a lot more focus on
he's
Cap
probably-
and Widow.
after what happened, he's gonna shell the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know he would.
Yeah.
He's gonna be up in his house just trying to figure out how to fix things. He's gonna be like the fucking crazy man in his pajamas.
And speaking of crazy men in their pajamas, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the first word. I don't have to ask you. Yeah, and I know they did. So cool.
Oh yeah, every morning. Every time I wake up, I'm like, day off? Oh. Straight to the phone. I'm like, yeah. What dude? Right. I told you. I knew they were gonna start hitting them. There's like all these.
Go
different
fuck
forms,
yourself.
No, no.
You know what? I just might do
bro.
this.
Right. So fetish.
No, before we jump in, finally,
You know who shot those shots? Episode 100.
Chromecast on the fucking RT app.
Oh yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's dope.
Yeah.
You're happy, aren't you?
I'm so happy.
Dude, I'm just glad to know, like, I went back and watched episode 100 to count how many shots were fired at Flowers. Mm-hmm. There were like 6 shots fired initially. Mm-hmm. Tucker only shot 1. That's why I was like, I don't know why I had to figure it out.
Well, weren't they in the middle of a firefight though? Like, wasn't that whenever like all the shit was going on with
Yes,
the Wyoming
kind of.
clones?
Yeah.
So
And so, like, Flowers came out of nowhere.
right.
And he's just, like, standing there and talking to Tucker in normal blue outfit. You know, I don't think they're, like, really... I mean, maybe it's like a multiverse type thing going on. I don't know, but... Because, like, there was a different...
I hate to say this, but I feel like if it was Miles or Bernie at the helm, that continuity
would have been solid.
would have been solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like... Because he misses 5 shots and then 6 shot Nixon.
Right.
And he said, finally. And like, he walks away from Flowers. He said, I don't have to worry about giving this armor back.
Yeah.
And so...
Or I wasn't getting the armor back anyway, or whatever he says.
Yeah, so... but it's like the shots just kept firing, and you could tell they were sniper shots. They were pew, pew, like that, and just watching that happen, I was like, I'm glad, because I knew they were gonna have to go back to Blood Gulch again. Mm-hmm. You know, I just didn't know what was gonna happen. I figured it would be something involving Sister, you know.
Yeah.
And it was, obviously.
Yeah.
But I just knew that like he was gonna be the reason why that noise was heard. You know, he was gonna be the one who cockblocked himself.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to happen.
He double cockblocked
Absolutely.
himself.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
No, I'm glad if they're going to go back and change things. I'm glad that it's things like those few holes that still haven't been filled yet.
Right,
right.
Like who shot Flowers is a question we've always kind of wondered.
Right.
So
JR, right.
yeah,
I mean, what episode?
I
is
love
this?
Dallas.
Me too.
Oh, cool. Someone who's actually seen the show.
Whenever he like, I don't know, I've been rewatching a lot of Rod Rivers. Like,
Ooh.
I texted him, told him to stay on the fucking car. But like, I've been watching so much Rivers, but like to the point where it's like, to the point where it's like a bit obscene. Like I always stayed at my parents' house watching their house while they were out of town. And I sat there and watched like seasons 1 through 7 there. And I got back to my house and I watched seasons 1 through 12 there. Like I've just been sitting around like, yep. I can't ever bring myself to finish season 13 because every time I watch season 13, I cry. Like a grown ass man, I cry.
Yeah.
Like it's just the message, you know what I mean? And so like I was sitting around trying to, because there's often times where I'm missing out on, there's certain points, little plot holes that I'm missing when we talk because I start watching it or it's been so long since I've watched it or anything like that.
Right.
So that's why I was like, the minute he got shot, I was like, I know what episode that is. Like went back, clicked it, and was like, oh yeah, hell, like, man. I'm glad that they are kind of doing that. Like the red, the Sarge being in the war.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Those are just stories. You know what I mean? And it's cool to see that the stories are actually true. And I don't really know where they're gonna go.
True.
Next.
Yeah, as true as any of Sarge's stories could be.
I just like.
But I mean, he wasn't bullshitting. He was actually like in the war and everything.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
I just wonder, like, are they gonna? Is there? I doubt that they'll mention the director. You know what I mean? But like to run into like a young director or like a something like that, and it's kind of because Huggins and Muggins, those are Odin's birds in mythological Norse mythology.
Yeah, it's
They're his like seeing birds, right?
yeah, it's
Huggins and Muggins.
human. I think it's.
Well, it's like Muggins and Nuggins or something like that.
I'm
Originally.
trying to. It's some. Huggin and Munin.
Huggins and Munin, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like,
Huggins.
I knew there was a kind of a play on that.
Yeah.
And then the woman is like a play on 2 different Indian
Yeah.
gods,
Right, yeah.
goddesses or whatever.
Kali and the Dalai Lama. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
And so, like, I want to see who they were talking to, or who Muggins was talking to about the pizza quest. And so, I almost said Pizzagate. I almost did it because it's been bred into my head.
They're probably just gonna vaguely connect all of these different like world-ending godlike entities in order to like.
They
frame-
won their own, yeah.
Yeah.
You made me think of something. Bring up the director though. What if? And bring up a young director, because changing the director's course of history.
Would completely alter
Change
this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would greatly alter. That'd be one hell of a. I mean, that would be a very big like shit on your fans conclusion. To this.
I mean, I wouldn't say conclusion. I would say that you had to fix that reality if they broke it.
Yeah.
Especially if you drill in the point that by trying to fix things,
You're just gonna mess.
you're
Right.
the thing that messes them up
Yeah.
in the first place, right?
Yeah, they haven't actually changed anything in the past.
They've
They've
been
validated it through their fuckery.
right. They've been the catalyst that's changed it every single time.
Yeah.
Anytime there's been time travel in Red versus Blue, it's a time travel that's caused the fuck up they were trying to fix in the first
Right.
place.
Yeah.
So by going to the past to fix the future, they're essentially just ensuring the future that they've
Yeah.
already created for themselves by completing the circle of.
It's the
It's a circle.
it's the idea of time as being a written construct from beginning to end, and everything that happens is already preordained, including
Right.
fucking with the past.
Determinism.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know that.
Which I think is the only kind of time travel that can work without falling into paradox.
Yeah.
Yeah, which might be why Griff. There might be something to explain Griff's personality about the idea of like I don't want to fucking do anything, like him not affecting things might affect things.
He's straight up suicidal, man.
No shit, dude.
That was so good. Oh my god.
So great.
Well, it was like
Pizza doesn't exist in this universe.
no, but
Click.
there was a comment that I read on on the video as soon as it came out. It was Jeff yelling at that point
Right.
was exactly how he sounds in any Achievement Hunter video when they're playing golf. It literally, that just screaming raw anger. Like I watched every golf video that Jeff's ever been in, and like it got so bad. Damn,
close.
it got to the point that they had to start putting a webcam just on Jeff, just so that people could actually see how he was reacting. And like he's like walking around the office like breaking shit because he's so mad about golf, and like just
People get so pissed about golf.
oh, dude,
What is it?
I don't know.
Like,
It's so easy, but it's not easy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I guess.
It's not easy.
No,
No, it's not easy.
The,
It's
the
like-
concept is easy,
Right.
but doing it's not easy. Like especially being under par. Like I'm shit at
Bored.
golf, dude. I'm
Me
garbage.
too.
Yeah.
Let's go golfing.
Yeah, we should. That'd be an excellent
That's
video.
great. We're all terrible at it.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. That'd be a blast. We should go mini golfing at a
There we go.
Oh.
yeah mini
No.
golfing over at
No, real golf.
Oh, we should go
No.
mini golfing.
We should go real golfing. Let's
We can do
some beers.
both. Let's do beers.
I refuse.
mean, we can go.
I
grown
go
up.
mini golf. We
to
can
wear
take beers
khaki
with us.
shorts.
We don't have to wear
You have
khaki.
to.
You can wear gray.
You can wear whatever you want, as long as you get like a polo
You
shirt.
wear like pants, like golf pants.
Yeah,
Point being, I refuse to be that old.
yeah, man.
Okay.
So yeah, we can go mini golfing at what's that one place called? The
Maggie's Jungle?
yeah,
Yeah.
Maggie's Jungle.
We could dress up as old people.
I got a cat.
No wait, Cats already did that.
Yeah, they did.
Cat number 772?
Noise.
Nope. Whiskers.
I saw the cat.
Oh, Whiskers, you're gonna name your cat Whiskers, Ricky? I actually really like that.
What else? We didn't get any
Whiskers.
Lopez this episode, did we?
Whiskers.
The hard age.
Which is fine. I
No. Why
guess.
did you do this, by the way?
I didn't mean to. It's like, hey, you go. You know, I was really excited to let it
The
know.
worst person to tell that to.
But yeah, so I'm fine with not seeing.
Oh, yeah,
it's,
same.
It's gonna be an excellent, like it's the same thing with season 15. It's going to be a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Episodically, is that a word?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a struggle. You know what I mean? Because I definitely feel very dissatisfied watching this past episode. It's like it's good.
Yeah.
I need more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 3 minutes
This
is
one
not
felt very
enough time.
comic reliefy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which you know it happens a lot, and which I'm glad they're getting back to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there was a lot of like most of season
I mean,
12.
Yeah, they mentioned in this episode that they missed when things were so
Yeah.
silly and inconsequential.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know,
and that's really at the heart of Tucker. Like,
that's who he is.
yeah, like Tucker's always been the one to say, "Fuck it, I'll do it myself."
Right.
But he brings that up in season 11 when he's talking to Wash. He just wishes that he was just back in Blood Gulch was his best friend, just giving each other shit. Like that's
When life was easy.
yeah.
And like, that's what I loved. He did bring it up this past episode, right? It was already mentioned that he was like, he's the new church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and he just, you know, he said, I wish I could just do shit without like getting
He's gonna die.
shot and like
Right.
things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And like,
Now when I fuck up, things actually.
yeah, things matter. And like,
Which, speaking of Tucker, I'm going to comment on criticism I've seen of his character in season 15 and how how Joe fucked up his progression. I don't see that. Like, I think that it's the natural progression of Tucker after being made a leader and being a successful leader is for it to go to his head. What's up?
Yeah, I heard that.
What?
sound like that little dog.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I no, it was like weird. I don't know, something like if it hit me like that, I don't know what it was. It just it was kind of like an off-putting sound.
Anyway,
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no.
Back to
Tucker's progression was
Yeah.
was pretty wonderful.
Speaking of Tucker's progression,
yeah, and like the biggest complaint I see is that after falling for Felix's bullshit,
Yeah.
Tucker shouldn't have fallen for Temple. But the thing is, it's the fact that Tucker so desperately wanted to believe that Church could be back,
Right.
that he would have fallen for anything.
He's really his friend. He's
Yeah.
his best fucking friend.
And like his hubris in season 15 makes perfect sense to me, given like who Tucker is and his progression. The fact that he still had character flaws and they're still the same character flaws he's always had. I don't think that's character assassination. Like,
What was it? season 8, is it? Whenever he fights against Texas,
Yeah.
and he's like fighting her with the sword and stuff. Like, he had so much progression through to there, even.
Yeah.
You know, and his character between then and 13 dramatically changed.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? And so seeing him now be like reluctantly in this role now.
Right.
He's like, I understand that I have it, but I don't want it.
And he feels like a badass because he has it,
Right.
but he would rather
it not be him.
Yeah.
Anybody else, please. You know.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm sure he let Wash be the leader for so long.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
please.
His sister says that she thinks he should have grown out of his personality by now, but he says, I've grown into it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Right.
now it's legitimate.
This is
Yeah,
who I
exactly.
am. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Tucker.
Oh, absolutely.
I think his character is very solid, and seeing that like any inkling of desperation he has for some sort of sense of normalcy is exactly who he should be. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And anything anybody has to say about that is an asshole. Sorry, I love you guys, but you're an asshole if you don't like Tucker.
If you are an asshole, leave a comment
Yeah.
in the section below.
or
We'll
click
get back
subscribe
to
and talk more shit.
it. Right. We love it.
Yeah. We.
Buddy. That'd be Falco and Young Lady Justice.
We're going to be cutting a lot of this episode.
Apparently.
We'll see if Aaron can take Falco to jail with him next time.
Yeah, have we got a bad boy here as well? A very bad boy. Can we put him up?
A no good boy.
Yeah, no good boy.
I would say when I'm outside, we're just gonna bark at them the whole time.
Right. What are you gonna do?
What y'all doing, huh?
Alright. I'm gonna deal with this the old fashioned way.
Right on. Old lady justice.
No, this way.
Hey guys.
Come on, Falco. Come on, buddy.
Yes. Oh god.
Yo,
Falco, let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. Come on, buddy.
we're not trying to be assholes, man, but
You're an asshole.
like that's what I told. Like every time he needs to be like put outside or in a kennel, not in a kennel, in here, or just like
But
be outside where he can chill.
Hey, come over here. Yep.
It's gonna happen one way or the other.
He's okay.
One way or another.
I wish you'd cut me that so bad. I have so much tension in my back. I do not believe it. Holy Moses.
A little bit of this in there.
Nah.
Alright.
Oh, and his hands were like fucking like
All right, Tucker.
in there.
Jesus.
so in there.
I see why I'm always in love with you. Holy
Get in there. Oh yeah. So who else?
so much better.
Who else?
Oh,
The lack of Caboose and
Yeah,
Lopez, it's fine.
It's
You know,
fine.
It's good.
We'll probably get a lack of somebody
gonna-
else next episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably Tucker and sister.
Probably.
I
Yeah.
guess.
It's because definitely sister. Which did she leave without him? She left without him, didn't she? She went to a different time period without
think so.
him. He doesn't have a gun.
But he left him with the sword at that place that he can open with the key, right? I mean, and
No,
she
he
left him with
Valhalla.
at the temple thing where did
No, the temple
no.
thing was in that what I don't even know what.
I only watched the episode
I
once.
want to say it was like Snowbound or some shit like that, right? The
Hmm?
place, are you talking about the place where they met where they met Santa?
Yeah, was that in something?
No, that was in Valhalla. That was in
No.
Santa's you're talking about the giant temple where all the aliens praised or whatever,
Right.
and Caboose met friends with Santa, and like they were like stuck in like slow motion or they were stuck in time. Was that place where like Locust was believing that?
Yeah.
No, that was that was on Chorus, right?
Right. So
Oh,
that was
okay.
Halo 4.
Right.
They were in Halo 3. Yeah.
Right.
But like Valhalla is technically on whatever planet they were on. Where, well, I guess it wasn't on the same planet that the Blood Gulch was on.
That always confuses me,
'Cause,
honestly. Like,
They got into
when
the
they're planet
Pelican
hopping,
Right,
or not.
yeah.
because the Pelican can travel in outer space. So I assume that they were probably planet
because
hopping. But it just seems more likely.
I know Sidewinder's a different planet because they call it the Ice Planet.
Right.
So I know that's a different planet.
But they call Valhalla specifically Valhalla.
Yeah, like I don't know if they.
So I think it's on the same planet the Blood Gulch is on.
I do too because
Because they just called it Blood Gulch and they called it Valhalla.
yeah, because yeah they travel there through going to Rat's Nest and then eventually to Valhalla from Blood Gulch by foot or by Warthog.
Right.
But they always fly to Sidewinder. So yeah, it's on the same planet.
Yeah, because the
You
Pelican
can't fly to another or drive to another planet.
Right, absolutely. We could.
I mean, I guess you could.
If Sarge ever wins his undying battle against Gravity,
Yeah.
The world's a different place. The universe is a different place.
Yeah.
It's never ending war.
I guess another place.
If he's left there, it'd be interesting to see something happen there. Maybe like him run into that woman, or maybe some conversation with Huggins.
Mm-hmm.
Something out of nowhere.
Right.
You think we're gonna get PSAs sprinkled throughout this season?
I hope so.
Like this was episode 4, right? So typically we would get
12,
one.
right?
What?
There's 12 episodes this season.
There's gonna be less than usual. I don't think
There's
there's
like 15 in a season, right?
usually like 20.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I guess maybe I was thinking 15 was what it should be originally.
Right.
If that's the case, and then you have Camp and Nomad coming back in the end of May, right?
I'm not sure when Nomad's coming back.
Okay, this said Camp goes on
May
DVD.
25th is
Yeah.
May 22nd is DVD Blu-ray.
And then
May 25th is season 3.
Okay, and so man, that's so close. I remember reading that in April, and being like, "Fuck, a whole month," and it's already May, and it's like May 6th.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's like May 9th, whenever this is coming out, right? It'd be like May 9th when this comes out. Or no, it'd be like
Yeah, it'd be May 9th. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's May 9th.
Totally is.
So totally May 9th.
Remember what happened on May 7th and 8th? Me
Oh
too.
yeah,
Move on.
Great. Move on. You have to be so rude about it. No, damn. That I'm really excited to see the camp. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll probably get PSAs because in between, I don't know, Ruby, Camp, and Nomad all throughout this year, plus Genlock coming out. Rooster. I mean, by the time we're finished, RVD is gonna be like right there.
We're also going to get more Chibi later on this year as well.
See, and that's Christmas. Like,
No, we'll get it in the summer. We'll get
Really?
Chibi in its normal.
okay.
Yeah, the second half of Chibi 2 will happen in its normal release time in summer, and then as soon as Chibi's over, the tradition is Ruby starts.
Okay. So that'll be all the way through Christmas, assumably, or towards Christmas.
Yeah, probably. I'm trying to think of when.
I think it was all the way up until about
It
Christmas.
was past Christmas. Like the last couple episodes were early January of season, which season 5 went a little bit longer, but I imagine they probably will continue to.
I mean, shit. Either way, we're gonna be so full of animations.
Oh yeah.
Which I'm still like, why are Saturdays such a bog day? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like nothing exciting happens on Rooster Teeth on Saturdays. I mean, backwards compatible,
Right.
maybe. And like, I love Miles to death, but Kyle, is that his name?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like their relationship does not feel very
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it's like I love to play video games with Miles. I love to see Miles and Carrie play video games together. You know what I mean? But like, it feels like Kyle's like trying to be a personality, and Miles has his overly eccentric personality.
Right.
And it's like they kind of clash, and it just
Yeah, I agree.
turned me off. So
I've tried to watch backwards a few times because again I love Miles
Yeah.
too, but I just can't do it.
it doesn't
Strange
really get me
that
into it.
backwards compatible would have a compatibility issue.
Yeah, right. Isn't it? Especially since it has the Z.
Right?
Man.
It usually says red to me. You know, just
Brad.
extreme even.
Extreme.
Is there anything else RT wise to
They
talk
said
about this week?
they have the month of what is it? Pilots or whatever coming out. They're releasing all these different pilot episodes for things, and one of them is Achievement Hunter comes out on the 24th or whatever.
Oh,
So it's like sprinkled throughout May. They're going to be dropping different pilots for different things that they have for. I don't know if it's going to be a strictly live stream thing, like they're gonna do it on the beta live, or if they're gonna actually like drop episodes. But yeah, they're talking about. Hold on.
That's cool.
Achievement Hunter? Is that going to be like
It's
scary game?
Ghost hunting.
They went legitimately ghost hunting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on. Oh, that's cool. I watched Blaine kick his shoe
That
onto
was
a roof.
fucking great. He like kicked it off and it went flying up.
Yeah.
And
then they got the grappling hook and got it.
Oh,
off.
you're talking about the new RT Life? I haven't. I keep hearing so many good things about that, but I haven't watched it yet.
They
It's
premiered it.
classic.
Yeah, they premiered it on the podcast.
Yeah.
At the end of the podcast, and then it was like the same video.
I fell asleep on that podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was really awesome.
It was
Blaine can throw a grappling hook, dude.
Right. No, I kind of fucked up a few times.
Yeah, but I mean, still,
Still,
they
he
land,
got it,
you know.
That has been an RT Life, and
Oh, okay. So one of them is animated adaptation of $1 Million Butt, and then another animated adaptation appears to be a series revolving around taking these stories. The other one is Gork's Quest, and there's no information released up until this point.
Huh. Just a quest of Gork.
you remember Bernie's fucking last vlog
Talking about having
and all the different like. I'm sure you've seen in little things when you see the fucking the warehouse and stuff, all the different like medieval shit that they've been building.
because they had what's his name? Adam is that? Adam has like they had that building show.
I bet that might be like that could be Gork's Quest.
I'm completely so okay. So we have not one but 5 new pilot episodes airing in May. They have a show called Branded, Gork's Quest, which is Gork's Quest looks like a 90s robot. As far as I can tell.
Okay.
They have Achievement Hunter, $1 Million Butt animated, a game show called Murder Room.
That is the Whodunit podcast thing that they were talking
like
about.
John's hosting or whatever. John Reisinger looks
Is
like.
Rice, okay.
From what I can tell in this picture, it looks like John Reisinger. It's John Reisinger, Blaine, Gus, Barbara, and
Well, I think they said it's going to be a rotating cast.
that's what I'd like to believe.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of get everybody that works, that you know and love, and get you a taste in there. But
Get you a taste in there.
yeah, it's like there's a victim and the it's a whodunit. So
Cool.
5 new things you have on May 10th is Branded. May 15th is Gork's Quest. 17th is Achievement Hunter. $1 Million Butt animated is the 29th, and Murder Room is the 31st.
Nice.
So all throughout this month, we're gonna have some sick pilots, dude.
Yeah.
I'm stoked because I haven't seen like pilots like that since Free Play?
Yeah.
No, it's years ago.
$1 Million Butt animated seems interesting to me because the whole idea of $1 Million Butt is a live action version of animated adventures.
Yeah. So like just being able to see these silly I like the stories that they have, but I'm sure it probably got too expensive. To be continuation, and like since that's the one thing that Blaine directs, I'm sure like him and Miles cooperating to have like these over the top $1 Million Butt episodes would be.
I'm trying to remember. It was during one of the fucking Tuesday night game fight. Trying to remember what.
That was last summer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What round it was, but and if anyone can remind me, I swear that I remember Josh. I can't think of his name. It is Josh. Josh, right? The
Flanagan?
direct. What?
Josh Flanagan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he directed Day 5 or whatever.
Yeah. He's passing the directing duties of Day 5 Season 3 to Blaine.
Is he?
That's if I remember correctly, and I swear to God I remember him saying that in one of them, that, Blaine was taking over of directing Day 5, and Josh and Chris had other projects that they were going to
I know that,
to work on.
a lot of people are getting, moved around recently, like Eddie, who, did a lot of writing or animating for Nomad. He was
writing,
yeah. He wrote for The No.
Yeah.
And now he's, he doesn't work on The No anymore. He works for the animation department.
Word.
As a writer. And, say he's a part-time animator, part-time writer, or something
Yeah.
like that. So, there's a lot of switch-ups going around, but, hell, dude, they are... I don't want to say Rooster Teeth's blowing up, you know what I mean? But
Right.
they're literally getting loaded up with all these different shows and good ideas. And like Branded is a bunch of, like, from what I could tell by the pictures, characters people I've never seen at Rooster Teeth. So it's probably one of those show ideas that got pitched to them or whatever, and they're willing to pick it up.
Now, what's Branded? Which one is? What's the description on that?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I get a description, but here's a picture of the two gentlemen on Branded.
And that's
Gork's Quest.
got you.
So,
Huh.
I don't know if you...
Neat.
But those two look familiar. Like, I know them from Branded, but... I don't know. What is it? It's on the 10th, so Wednesday.
Word.
So, go watch that after you watch this.
Yeah.
Do it.
If you have a first membership, I'm sure. But yeah, it's only on Rooster Teeth first. So, yeah, if you're watching the first word, go watch this.
And you can watch the first word every Wednesday as part of the Fandom Nonsense podcast, or you can watch it on Facebook and on Sundays and Sub Promotion Sundays on the Rooster Teeth video or group chat or whatever group thing page
Thingamajig.
Yeah.
That one place where we all congratulate each other on my own day with the awesome work that we do.
And
Thief.
Thief!
Is that your boy? Yeah. I'm sitting over here the whole time.
all right, and
I don't know what you're allowed to do.
back to reality.
I feel the sucker off of it.
Anything else we need to cover before we wrap this baby up? Anything else? Anything else happen
Um,
In the world?
in the world that we care about on this show?
they're currently, I think what they say, they're finishing up, or they're working on editing on the newest episode of Bridge now. Like,
Yeah.
they're very close to it.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be like another month,
Probably.
and good to go.
It's supposed to be longer than
Yeah.
normal.
It's supposed to be
finishing
It's
up
an
games.
hour and a
It's gonna
half
be
at
like-
least.
Well, they said it was going to be
30
one
minutes.
episode, yeah, 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
it's going to we have every week, I assume. They'll
I
drop
think
a new one.
probably. I think they're going to release them back to back to back, but probably going to be like they do with all the finales.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It's going to be super good though. I know. I'm so
Well,
like,
it's been so goddamn long since a fucking season finale
I'm not sure
of
where we're at. I'm not sure where we're at.
Cell games.
yeah.
where
Right.
Gohan
Like-
just started fighting Cell, and he's getting his ass handed to him right now.
Right.
Dad, I don't think this is such a good idea. You're doing great.
episode. I'm trying. I know they didn't release on the same day, but I'm trying to remember if episode 10, part 1, 2, and 3, and episode 30, part 1, 2, and 3 were released like day after day after day, or if it was week after week after
I
week.
think it was on weeks because they usually did stuff on like Tuesdays or Thursdays.
There's no.
Yeah, I have no idea what
There's never been any kind of rhyme or reason. Maybe in the first season when they actually released them week after week. God, that was a nice. The first one was because it was. They actually like met the schedule of week to week, and then the last one was a 3-parter by
I
week.
mean,
and
everybody
then-
lives so far away from each other, and they all have busy lives, plus recording for different shows, and I mean, like they said, Final Fantasy VII is still going to be coming out,
right.
you know. But
And while it's a passion project, they have to do other things that actually make the company
Yeah.
money. And there's
Absolutely.
there's a deadline on DBZ Abridged.
Yeah.
Like in
I hope some new merch comes out for this new last like couple of episodes.
yeah. Well,
I'll definitely pick up something.
there's
oh yeah,
there. I mean, I'm sure they'll do some kind of like drop to push, but they can't merchandise a bridge like because it falls under fair use and parody. We could make Dragon Ball shirts like they do, like
Right.
but they're not abridged shirts because that would get them into trouble if they were like that. But I don't know. It's a good place for them to go out instead of having to deal with this for another 5 years doing the Boost saga.
I mean,
Oof.
that's
I
the
don't
best
think
thing.
they want to touch this.
I think they're ending it where it should have
They-
been ended.
Yeah,
like, they're
yeah.
like, this is good. Good stopping point.
They want to, but it's just whether or not they
I mean,
can't.
shit, and
It's
everybody,
so ripe for it though.
everybody would
So, yeah.
love for them to go all the way through Super. You know what I mean? Personally, anyway.
They've
you know.
yeah they've said they won't do Super and they won't do GT because they don't like it enough to do it.
Yeah.
And Dragon Ball is just too good to touch.
Oh,
Who can blame?
absolutely. Dragon Ball is comedy and perfection. Like,
Yeah.
You don't need to make that show any funnier, in my opinion. I mean,
No.
you probably could, but all in all, all in all, I was sold. I laugh at a cartoon very rarely. You know.
Yeah.
I just like a lot of
Depends on
times.
which one.
A lot of times I'll give it.
Super
You know
Joe.
what I mean? But for me to be actually what?
Super Joe.
Yeah, I love Super Joe. Also, blah 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 blah.
How about?
I really like China Illinois. I don't know why
Yeah,
it's popped into
that's
my
a good
head,
one.
but that was really funny to me.
Fucking Super Deluxe.
Made by, I think it's made by some of the same people.
What's his name? Have you seen that new Trevor from Wise Kids You Know? His songs.
Oh,
He has
yeah.
2 new songs out
Right.
from Comedy Central.
I haven't
They
heard
signed.
them, but yeah.
Oh my god, one of them is absolutely priceless. It's about his computer coming to life.
Right,
It
right,
is
right.
super good.
Yeah.
It is so good. But yeah, that and did you put those designs on shirts yet?
No, I have not.
Okay, well by the time this comes out,
Yeah.
we'll get it
Yeah.
figured out. So
I mean, today.
buy shirts, yeah.
Yeah, buy them.
Buy them. It's Wednesday.
Just do it. You got money.
Yeah, go buy a shirt. You love shirts. You love me, and I make shirts. No, I don't make shirts, but I make designs.
And since, according to Nolan, you have money, why don't you
Yeah.
go over and sign up for the Gumball Gang and get the post show that we're about to shoot, and Does It Science a week early, and Does It Science bloopers, and all kinds of cool things.
Fund us with your
Thanks.
balls.
Wang. Let me say bye. Bye.
Yeah, that's bye.
Bye.
Peace.